Be'ezus Hashem, today's Amud is Daf Yud Gimel Amud Beis. We're holding entire Yud. So far we learned that Aidei Kudim V'Abchas Kaf, through dancing and clapping hands, we have Mamtakas Hadinim. Why is that? So the Rebbe said that the main way that Hashem has covered in this world is when Rechoikim Goyim, people are far away, are Makir Gedulas Hashem. Like we see by Yisrael, that when Yisrael said Ki Ati Yadat Ki Kodal Hashem, then Kideni Tzak V'Yisrael Shema Ilah. How do you bring that about? We said when you have to be Malad Tefillah from the Madrega from Avram Yitzchak, from Har and Sada to Bechel Bayis, Yaakov Avinu, that should be basically based Tefillah Chola Amim, that all the Amim, that no matter how far away a person is, he should always be able to daven and see Hashem and to feel Hashem. How do you get there? We said through tzaddik, when a person brings his tefillah to a tzaddik. So what's the vikuach of a person should bring his tefillah to a tzaddik or not? So he said that there are people who think that they don't need to bring the tefillah to a tzaddik because they're able to daven themselves. Why are they able to daven themselves? Because they proved themselves already. They were already they were already oisik in tanesim sigufim, and they tried breaking their taivas. And they think that they think they're Baalei Madregas. So Rebbe says, first of all, they're not Baalei Madregas. They're not where they think they are, because if they would do Emes Cheshvan Nefesh, they'd see that they're still full of taivas and still full of all the midas rights which they think they broke. But even more so, they're also Baalei Gaiva, because the Iker Kavod Hashem doesn't come from the Hatzlachas and proving yourself and look how I broke all my taivas. The Iker Kavod Hashem comes from when a person feels and understands how far he is, and he comes close. And the way you get that ruach which breaks that gaiva, is only through a tzaddik. The tzaddik is a ish ruach boy, that he has that ruach which breaks that avodah zarah, the gaiva which is avodah zarah, and he takes away that gaiva because he gives in that ruach of understanding what the emes ruach is. And the Rebbe says, being mamshech now in Yud Gimel Beis, and this is what brings rikudim v'amchos kaf, dancing and clapping hands, because what brings a person to be able to dance and so on? It's the ruach. When a person has a ruach in his heart, the ruach, the vibe, the kner b'chush, when a person has simcha in his heart, then he starts dancing and clapping. And that's what the Tikkunim says. It's a ruach which goes into the 6 parts of the arm, the shis and the shirkin, and the 6 parts of the legs. That's what makes amchos kaf. That's what makes a person clap and dance. And that's v'liboy noses raglov, that your feet get picked up by your heart, by the ruach in your heart. That's what helps a person to be able to dance, and that's the ruach of the tzaddik, because a person only has simcha, emes simcha nevez Hashem, a simcha that brings him to be able to dance and to clap and to have, is when you have that in your ruach, the ruach that the tzaddik teaches us, that you're, even though we're so far and we chap how far is, we made the cheshvan nefesh and we see how far we are, and afal pi that we're very far, I'm still making Hashem. I'm still able to do a mitzvah. I'm still able to do, even if we do lots of mitzvahs, even if our day is full of mitzvahs. For every single mitzvah we do is the appreciation of knowing how far I am. Afal pichen I'm zeicha to do a mitzvah, and that ruach is what brings simcha. Not the ruach of gaiva that look how much Hashem matzliach and look how much I did, but the ruach of that who am I, and Hashem still had rachmanis on me. That everyone is a bechina of a yisra. It says ki ati dat kadal Hashem, that even though he's so far away, he's still makan Hashem. So and that's mamtik dinim, because all the dinim in the world come from avodah zarah, from gaiva. Kisheyesh avodah zarah ba'olam charna af ba'olam. And we're saying avodah zarah is gaiva. That when a person is full, the dinim and tzaras that go on Klal Yisrael, go on a person, come from the dinim that come from the avodah zarah, the skaiva, that we're all full of ourselves and we think we're so mutzlach and look at us, and that gaiva is and avodah zarah is what brings dinim. But when we get rid of this avodah zarah, when the ruach that the tzaddik brings in this ruach, that ruach of simcha, which gets rid of avodah zarah, that's mamtik the dinim. That's ragli chasida of chazid davar namanim, and that's all in rikudim, and also in amchos kaf, because the kol doidi doifik yada shalach malachor. Rebbe says that also the inyan of Chamas Kaf comes about through the inyan of ruach. So, in other words, through the tzaddik, we're zeichet to the ruach shebalev, and that ruach shebalev is meir the yadayim v'raglayim in order to bring us to Likutey v'chos kaf, and that's mevatel l'gayv and kfiris, and which brings Amunah in the world. The whole this gaiva is a hepech of Amunah. Amunah is with pasha to living with Hashem, living with Nekudas Tevis, living with the mitzvahs, and just being besimcha with Hashem. Ki ati dati god Hashem. Hashem is that be able to daven a bechin of bias. Bias means like a house. Tefillah isn't just like a har, a place where you go to daven, a sada. It's a bias. The entire world, all my tefillahs and everything that goes on in my life is all nichla and tefillah. I daven about everything. The same way a house takes every part of my life. It takes my food. It takes my shelter. It takes my family. And everything goes into a house. So tefillah goes into everything. And no matter, there's no part of the world which is too far away to daven about. There's no part of the world which is too far away to bring to Hashem, which means there's also no part of Avodas Hashem which is too far away to bring in, to talking to Hashem about it, to connecting to Hashem about it. And that simcha, that emunah, is mamtik all adinim, and that's that's v'hiyad of emunah. Now, also Torah. So till now we spoke about in Simcha, in the Rikud and Chos Kaf. There is a mamshich that in the inyan of Torah, of learning Torah, there's also Yudayim and Raglayim. Why? Because Torah is made. There's two parts of Torah. There's Nigla and there's Nister. So Nigla, the Klachsish Sfarim, and Nigla and Nister, Lav Davka means Nigla means Gemara and Nister means Kabbalah, even though it also does mean that. But Nigla means the Torah which is revealed to us, and Nister means the Torah which is hidden everywhere in the world. The Yadayim, the B'chas Kaf is a Torah Shabbat Nigla. Yada Shalach Malachor, Char Saruchais. And the Torah Shabbat Nister is a Raglayim, the dancing. Why? Because Gerech, the thigh, the leg, and the Gerech is Beseser. It's covered up. And that's the Torah, which is Leiv. Torah starts with Beis, ends with the Lamed. Lamed Beis is Leiv, but that's where the Ruach is. And the Ruach of the Torah, when we find that Ruach of the Torah in the right Eifin, which is the Ruach of no matter how far I am, I'm coming close, and even though I'm far, I'm coming close. When you have that ruach chayim, and then it blows into the Torah, it livens up and gives rechias and a lebedikait to the Torah Shabbat Nigla and Torah Shabbat Nister, to side Torah that I could see and I could learn and I could open, and side Torah Shabbat Nister. He's in, and the Rebbe is mamshech. This is Mordechai Esther by Purim. A couple of the clues we see by Purim is one thing we see Mordechai and Esther who are fighting Haman, and there's a pur that Haman threw down the girl, and we see that when Haman came to find Mordechai, they were Isaac in the mitzvah of Aymis Sa'arim. They're learning about the mitzvah of Aymis Sa'arim. So Haman made himself Avodah Zarah, we all know. So we're saying again, Avodah Zarah, this Avodah Zarah of Gaiva, of holding, look where I'm holding, I don't need to come to the tzaddik, I do everything myself, that's Haman. And that's why Haman threw down the girl in the B'chad Shemesh by Moshe, because Moshe, the Mavatal of Avodah Zarah, doesn't want to go to that tzaddik who's Mavatal of Avodah Zarah. The Baal Gaiva doesn't want to go to the tzaddik who tells them, it's not that you're so great, it's that you're far and you're coming close. And the Baal Gaiva doesn't want to come to the tzaddik, doesn't want to hear that. The Baal Gaiva wants to hear what a mutzlach and look how much you accomplished. He doesn't want to hear that even though you're so far, and even though that your whole hatzlacha and your whole simcha, it's like even though you're far, you're coming close. Because Moshe is mevatel that Avodah Zarah. Moshe is gemati charin af because he goes against the charin af of Avodah Zarah. And Moshe Rabbeinu is mekabel Torah because we're saying Torah is also Yadayim Raglayim. And so he wanted to go against Moshe, the Chodesh Shemesh by Moshe. But Mordechai and Esther had a koyachtim of Mavatal Avodah Zarah, because and that's why they're Mekabel Torah Mechodesh. By Purim, Hadar Kablu B'mei Chashreish, Mekabel Torah Mechodesh means they were Mekabel that Ora Torah, that Ruach of the Torah. Kimu v'Kiblu. What's Kimu v'Kiblu? Kiyum. they're Makayim the Torah, but Kiyum is also to stand, the Kayim, and they're Makabel. You stand with your legs, and you're Makabel. You stand with your legs, or you're Makabel with your hands. So that's Yadayim and Erglayim. And that's Mordechai Esther. Mordechai is Dror. Dror is Lashon Cheres. Cheres is Choros al Luchos, which is the Torah Benigla. And Esther is Seser. Esther is Ma'yerch b'Seser, after V'Torah b'Seser. So, and that's the Pura Derachli Levadi. That Pura Derachli, that they're Mavatal. With the Purim, you're Mavatal, and you're Derech, and all of the Zaris. And you're Mavatal all the Kfiris. And Hadassah is Esther. That Oymen, with the Muna of the Esther, that's how we're Zeicha. That's Esther Baruch HaKodesh Nemra, that the Torah should be nista with the Esther, which is the Yereach, which is the Yerech, which is the Reglayim, which is the dancing, is Baruch HaKodesh. How do you get to the Esther? How do you get to the Baruch HaKodesh? How do you get to the Esther? How do you get to the dancing, to the Simcha? It's Baruch HaKodesh. When you have this Baruch HaKodesh of the Tzaddik, then Liboy Nasas Raglov. And you don't, and you Mavatal Regla Yardas Mavis. And even though the Tikkas Avodah Slim is also through Mordechai, but since the Ikar of the Zara is in the Reglayim, the Rebbe says, and the Ikar is the dancing. And that's Dafka Ruach HaKodesh Nemra. And that's Ayim Rar. And that's Dafka the Oymer Sa'arim. Because Oymer Sa'arim, that's why Haman told Mordechai that the Oymer Sa'arim did Chu, Asi, that your mitzvah of Oymer Sa'arim came, V'niyatachai says Bana. That was what the Nitzachain over Haman and his sons is through the mitzvah of Oymer Sa'arim. Why? Because Oymer and Sa'arim is the Indian of also the Indian of Yadayim V'Raglayim. Why? Because Oymer Sa'arim, Oymer is the Keneged Yadayim, and Sa'arim is Neged the Raglayim. And through that, we're zeichet to the Mevatel Haman, and they were able to Mevatel the of Haman. That's why Haman is Dafka, and he was hung on Chamishim Amma. That's the Chamisha Yamim of the Sfiras Oymer, which comes out from the mitzvah of Oymer Sa'arim. So, and Dafka through all that, we'll be able to Mevatel Haman and the Bala.